Hi everyone, I hope everyone's having an amazing day today, and thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this. Our lore video today will be based upon one of my favourite games, which is Warframe, and this video is going to be based on the orokin. This video will avoid any potential spoilers of the Warframe quest and the second Dream quest. So, let's begin. The orokin. A vast and very ancient civilization within the world of Warframe. The orokin ruled over the origin system. From what I believe, they would have had full control over the system at this time. In the past, when the orokin were around at this time, the era known as the orokin era was happening. They constructed amazing masterpieces of structures with ever-evolving technology that surpassed modern technology in the world of Warframe. As you can see, the structures are amazing and very intricate as well. These structures are vast and filled with the orokin treasures and traps that all factions want to obtain for their own use or profit, but most who try to obtain these fail in their attempt, with the high security traps positioned nearly everywhere in the orokin structures. An example of how powerful their rule was that how they constructed their structure across the full of Lua, otherwise known as Earth's moon. They had terraformed this moon for them to also live there and conduct their research. The orokin were obsessed over gaining as much research as they could, with them obtaining as many genetic samples from Earth, also other planets in the system, during their rule. We know for certain that they had gathered genetic samples from Earth and conducted experiments from them due to the overgrown orokin containers found throughout Earth in Warframe. The word orokin I researched through different languages, and eventually I found the word oro translates in Italian to gold, which is very much in the context of the structures which have gold flowing through all of them. The second part, kin, is the hardest to understand, but kin would mean like family relations, so kin is the hardest part, but it would translate to gold family, and this would make more sense as golden family. The orokin descendants are us, the Tenno, who maintain balance and control in the world of Warframe. We will look more at the Tenno in another video soon. Now, during the orokin's research, they had learned to create an entire race of synthetic beings, who are known as the Sentients now. There are 7 types of sentient known in the world of Warframe at this time. The Oculist, the Battlist, the Conquerist, the Vomfinist, Terranist, Gantonist, and the Hydraulicist. This also tells us the orokin were extremely intelligent beyond any capability of our races. These sentients were created to develop the orokin influence, even far out into other systems and galaxies. My belief is that the orokin did not want their rule to stop anywhere, so they wanted to get it into other systems, so their ancestry would continue forever. But sometimes things don't work out with experiments. After the sentient were created, from what I gathered from the lore itself, a long time after they were introduced to the other system, known as the Tyra system, the sentient turned on their own creators, which sparked what is known as the Old War. The sentient attacked the orokin extremely fast, due to them having the ability to use technology that was significantly better than the orokins. The orokin were struggling to fight back. From what we could tell from the lore, they were running out of strategies. Then the orokin created something much more powerful than themselves, the infestation, beings of immense power that can replicate themselves and keep fighting the sentient. This was likely spread across the population, but as we can tell from Warframe, the infestation looks like it replicated and spread too fast. Nobody could control the immense power of the infestation, not even the orokin, their own creators. As soon as the infestation had developed its own mind, its own being, it was too late. The orokin were running out of ideas. They were always stuck in a place where time had repeated itself over and over again. No ideas for them until they found out about void energy. They could use that, as after a disaster on a ship called the Zariman 10-0 that had made children develop void powers. The orokin did not waste any time. They needed a solution to destroy the sentient, So what was meant to be a program that was called a transference program that was meant to be used to heal and develop the children, the orokin sought it for their own use, to weaponize. The Warframes were created. The Tenno could use these Warframes, and we all think in the community that Excalibur was the first ever Warframe created. Although with any weapon there may be faults, the Tenno were linked to the Warframe in fast and dangerous ways. This has made the Warframe to go insane and malfunction, or even worse, the Tenno go insane themselves. This was all described in the Rhino Prime Codex entry. The Warframes were very efficient at pushing back the sentient. The Orokin's plan had paid off. They managed to recapture the Outer Terminus and stop the threats to the Origin system. But unfortunately, the sentient were intelligent. They released their last and most powerful agent, Nata. To avoid any spoilers, I'm going to talk about Nata in another video. On the moon, we had noticed that there were void rifts all over on the spy missions. These missions were when we had to infiltrate the moon and gather back data. The notice describes the void rifts as occurring because the moon had pulled out of the void too fast. This is very interesting as it tells us that the moon was actually in the void before. The orokin had actually managed to either bring the moon towards the void or bring the void towards the moon. So that is why corruption occurred here as well, and is one of the most prominent places for it. When we walk through the void rifts, it changes to what seems like the past, when the orokin were potentially still around behind the doors that we were in for these data capsules. But we will never know, unless one day we may find out more about the orokin. But they were lost to time itself. The only descendants left was us, the Tenno, and we will continue defending this system until our dying breath. Thank you so much for watching. This was my first video on YouTube. I'm more used to streaming on Twitch than anything else, but on Twitch I focus on making it a positive environment for everyone to feel welcomed into it, and this kind of attitude is what I want to bring into the YouTube channel as well. And I'm going to be clear with you as well, if I can speak, that is, that I do have a problem pronouncing L sounds, which you probably heard in the video, and I just want to be upfront with it about you. So what I'm going to focus on is making sure that doesn't happen for much longer, even though I've lived with it my entire life. But I'm going to make sure that I try my hardest to make sure that I can pronounce L's properly. So anyway, enough of that. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!